That's really cool walking through there. That's really cool walking through there. That's neat. Here we go. Here's the Victory Garden. The sign. We found it. We found the Victory Garden. Yay!
You care to explain a little bit about a Victory Garden, Beverly?
The Victory Garden are gardens that were encouraged to be grown during wartime, so everybody could grow their own, part of their own food, so that they would have enough food to eat, because a lot of the food and stuff was shipped to where our soldiers were fighting. So this was a push to make Americans a little more self-sustainable while the wars were on.
So in the event that you're wondering what's going on and why this looks different than most of our normal episodes, sorry about that. Hey everybody, welcome to Real United States. And we are in the Victory Garden, and what you just saw earlier was the Dead Wood Garden, I guess, or Dead Wood exhibit. And this is a garden that is next to the Smithsonian Institute's Museum of Natural History, right? Or American History.
Natural history.
Natural history. So, but as Beverly was saying, this is something that we grew here in the United States during World War II. It was very popular, a way to produce more food, because food was rationed. Many of you may not realize this, but there was little stamps and things you got. You could only get so many, so much meat or so much milk or so much dairy of any kind or any vegetables, because food was being shipped overseas. So this is a tribute to, or a replica of, a Victory Garden from that era. So we're just doing a little tour here for you today, and we'll see what we find.
Okay.
Let's do the best we can. How's that?
Perfect.
So back in the days prior to the 1960s, say the 1940s, that didn't mean peace, that meant victory. And That was the thing. We were going to be victorious through a number of things. One was the mass of machinery that we were just overwhelming the enemy with, planes and Liberty ships and everything. And the resources, munitions, oil, and manpower, but food. An army runs on its stomach, as does a nation. So there was a big push to grow one's own food. And gardening became not just something you did either to save money or to have a healthy diet, but you did it as a matter of national pride. You did it as a matter of patriotism to support not only your family, but the armed services fighting in the Great War. So a typical victory garden poster, stylized at least in the era of the 1940s. Interesting thing, if we can get a shot of it, Bev, you can swing over here and we can show, this is a vertical growth here. You need to come over here by these vegetables, Bev, where I'm pointing by that blue thing. Bev sense of direction is not exemplary. This sort of the technique, if you had a small suburban yard, this was still a way you could grow a lot of crop in your small suburban yard in your own personal garden. And these are it's just a couple of poles with a piece of cable across the top and these long viney plants to be grown. Now, interestingly enough, this actually looks like hops. It really does. I'm not sure. I've only seen them in their dried state, but that looks like hops, which you use for brewing beer. All right. And they got some peppers down here. But anyway, this was one of the techniques that was popularized. Again, if you had a small place, and in that era, a lot of people who lived in the cities or suburbs, if you would, had relatively small lots. Well, this allowed you to grow a lot more food on the same amount of area. So anyway, nothing really. Let's swing around the other side and take a look. Oh, by the way, yes, these are in fact hops. It says right there. So I thought I saw and recognized what they were. These are hops. So if you ever wondered what hops look like being grown, not already dried and ready for beer making, that's what they look like. So these arborways, I don't know if you can hear me, these arborways with cables were popularized. Any sort of thing that we go vertical. Here you can see there's just twine or string that's held to vertical for things with plants to climb up. Pole beans were very, very popular in that particular time because, you had a lot of plant that went vertical and you didn't have to have as much property. So those are the sorts of things that, I say, the suburban or urban households might have grown in their victory garden in the 1940s. This is a relatively small example, but Beverly was very excited about coming to see this while we were still in the DC area. So I think that's really all we have for you on this particular episode. It's just a modern day victory garden, or an example of a victory garden. Sort of an educational tool, which is the sort of thing that, of course, the Smithsonian promotes. And very nice thing to come see. So if you're here during the summer months, spring, summer, even fall, stop in to see this. It's kind of pretty. And it's, wow, we're right in the middle of town. So anyway, you got questions or comments, leave in the comment section down below. I love hearing from all of you. If you're new here, hey, welcome. Please consider clicking subscribe to come along for the adventure, because we got lots more to show you. And as always, dear, thank you for watching.